Oh, okay.
Oh shit, that's salt. Got the morning sun actually, haven't we? It's very good. Fuck, I should take a picture of it.
Good morning. We're about to go and climb a mountain today. Hopefully, although we've just had a massive breakfast and we're feeling very, very full. So we'll see how we go. We're on holiday in Scotland and the lodge that we're in is like amazing. Like, it's so nice. We're sort of in the middle of nowhere. There are a couple of other houses a little bit along, but it's just so beautiful. I'll show you around. This is our living room. Here's my husband.
Hello.
Looking at some videos.
Just watching Jim Carrey be weird. Oh, and then Vladimir Putin popped up.
Oh, okay, as he is wont to do. But we've got this beautiful, like, fireplace. We've been having fires every night. This is our view from here. Honestly, it is such a dream. So I'm mostly just relaxing, really. We don't have loads of plans. Walking a little bit. We went on a distillery tour yesterday, drank some whiskey. We went kayaking yesterday as well, actually. That was really fun. But also just doing a lot of reading, getting some reading done. So I'll show you what I've been reading so far. So the first thing I've already read, actually, I finished it the other day, is Do It Like a Woman by Caroline Credo Perez, which is where she talks to lots of different women. There's probably like 100 women or something in here who are all doing interesting things in their various fields, and I did really like it. I wasn't sure going into this book whether I would enjoy it or not, but there's lots of really interesting and like really worth listening to stories in here. I'm going to be doing a recommendations video in the next couple of weeks where I talk about all sorts of different books on feminism, so I will talk about that in that video. And I wanted to read some other books as well, but I actually couldn't fit enough in my suitcase because we flew up here and I didn't have enough room. But I did bring this little manifesto here, which I haven't started reading yet, Feminism for the 99%, which I know Jean read and really enjoyed. So this was small, so I could fit that in my luggage. So I'll read that as well. And also, mainly I wanted to read on this holiday was The Gloaming by Kirsty Logan, partly because of the Femme Fantail readathon, which Jean and Jill are hosting this week, which is all fantasy or fairy tale retellings by women. So I thought this worked very well, and also because I'm in Scotland, I thought, well, I have to read some Kirsty Logan if I'm in Scotland, so I'm really looking forward to getting into that. So we're relaxing for a little bit, letting our food go down, and then we're going to climb Cairngorm, the Cairngorm mountain. Will had a bit of a wobble this morning because he thought it was 2,000 metres high and not 2,000 feet. So I think you thought we were like climbing Ben
There is a difference. There is a difference between feet and meters.
I was like, are we ready for this, Lauren? This seems like a very high mountain.
Well, it's because we've not like built up to anything. It's
I
like
know.
Nothing to boom mountains.
We've just been relaxing the last couple of days. We did like this tiny walk the other day, and now we're going to go, right, let's climb a mountain. So it might be very slow going. Okay, this makes sense now why it's only like not that long a walk, because we're starting like we're starting almost at the top. I feel we're so high up already. I'm so tired. It took about 4.5 hours, I think, overall, and we're very tired now. We have very achy muscles. I've had a cup of coffee. I haven't even like got clean yet because I can't decide whether I want a bath or a shower, and like just the decision making is too much for me. But oh, I haven't shown you our bath yet, have I? Look, I'll show you. It's ridiculous. Look at this bath. Oh my goodness, it's so bright. Look at this view. This is ridiculous. It's like tagged on to the end of our bedroom, and it's got views of the river, and you can, I guess, open these windows so it's almost like it's a hot tub outside but like inside. It's absolutely mental. So I suppose having a bath should be the answer, but just I'll see how I feel. I had a shower and had some dinner and also had a little sleep. I know you were on your edge of your seat knowing whether I would have a shower or a bath, but it's actually a good job I'm not in the bath right now, because there's a man who's just come round.
That's not me.
There's a man who's here.
I'm kind of here quite often.
You're here always.
I'm the husband.
But there's a man in the distance, you can probably hear him, trimming the grass. So perhaps we're not quite as alone. Don't really want him peering through the window at my bath with view. So we're having a little sit down now, as you can see, and having a read. Will's reading David Copperfield.
Certainly am.
Enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's good. 82 pages through a 1,200 page novel. So.
Yeah. show them the book. It's one of these
the
Pam Macmillan ones, so it's
There's the thickness.
it's very small, and I think you probably should have got like a bigger book because there's lots of
But
pages.
I like these little size ones, so they are, because I've got a few of them now, so they all go nicely together.
Yeah, so you're making a collection, aren't you?
Certainly am.
So I'm going to start reading The Gloaming by Kirsty Logan, because I've just been reading far too much non-fiction recently and it's been getting me a bit riled up and angry. So something nice about mermaids and set in Scotland, I think.
It is, little joke. Generally speaking, said Miss Murdstone, I don't like boys. How do you do, boy?
I've had a good read this morning and also a little nap. I don't know why when I'm on holiday it's like I'm just sleeping so much. Like I'm sleeping in late, I'm napping during the day and just feeling tired the whole time, probably because I'm not relaxed properly like all year or something. I don't know what's going on. But I've about halfway through The Gloaming and it's really, I'm really enjoying it. It's really beautiful and I'm not sure what I expected it to be like. It seems to be set in the same kind of world as Kirsty Logan's short stories, where it's in Scotland. It's set in an island in Scotland, but there's also a lot of, I would say, magical realism, but perhaps closer to more like fairy tale type magic. This is about a family who've moved to the island in Scotland and we're following the middle daughter, Mara. And at first I was just really taken in by Kirsty Logan's language because it's all just so, it's so sumptuous. It's like I want to eat her sentences. Like there's so many that her descriptions are just really like full and beautiful, and I was just enjoying it. And it was just about this family and about the sea, and then tragedy strikes them, and so it's about how they're all coping and sort of falling apart, and how Mara particularly is dealing with that in her life. And then sort of in the second part she's met this mysterious beautiful woman called Pearl who lives in the middle of the loch on their island and is somebody who performs as a mermaid in different shows around the world and is just on the loch for, I guess, the winter when this is set. So they've met now and are sort of falling in love, and it's all kind of mysterious and beautiful. And what I enjoy about this writing, I shall nestle it on my shoulder so you can appreciate the beautiful cover at the same time. I really like how close this feels to a portable shelter. I've not read, I think her first collection is the Rental Heart. The Rental Heart is another group of sort of fairy tales, which I've not read yet, but there is reference to a rental heart shop in this book as well, so I feel like she's keeping it in that world, and it feels closer to that, a sort of modern day yet fairy tale fantastical Scotland, than it does to The Gracekeepers, if you've read that book, which it feels like it's set in this almost, I mean, it could all be the same world, like maybe a dystopian kind of future where everything's flooded, but that feels a little bit magical as well. So I'm really enjoying all the references to mermaids and selkies, and yeah, it's just lovely. It just feels really lovely to read while I'm in Scotland. I'm going to have a little bit of lunch now, and then we're going to go on a tour of a whiskey distillery, which will be fun, except I'll be driving, so I won't be able to drink. So hopefully they'll let me take my whiskey home with me, which they did last time we went to one. And we're just going to have a very, very chill day after our energetic day yesterday. As I was driving to the distillery, they gave me my little whiskey samples to take away in little boxes. It looks a bit medicinal, doesn't it? They gave us little whiskey glasses to take away, look. Cragganmore Distillery glass. So I'm gonna enjoy that now while we watch Thor. I'm very
Thor Ragnarok, if you please. The third film in the
I've not seen any Thor
But I've
films.
given you enough backstory.
I shouldn't complain. This week we've watched Wine Country, Bridesmaids, Mona Lisa Smile, and Crazy Rich Asians. So it's been a very
balance, you know.
So now we have to watch comic book.
You love it. Don't pretend like you don't love it for your YouTube fans. You love it.
I don't like Avengers.
Almost as much as I do.
No, I do. I just don't like the Avengers.
This isn't the Avengers. This is Thor.
Yeah, but
Completely
it basically is the Avengers. I just hate all of the Avengers apart from Mark Ruffalo. So I've been promised that he's in this film. So. What? Nothing's even happened yet. It's just the stupid credits.
Mountains and bury my sword deep in Asgard.
Enjoying yourself. Oh yeah. I feel like it's going to take a long time to eat.
Yeah, well,
All these different
it's a marathon, not a race.
not a race.
See you in a couple of hours.
There's so many different components that you play.
This is how
Deconstructed. I got the healthy option, the porridge, but it was like it's massive. It's like a whole vat of porridge with loads of fruit and clotted cream. Careful, old boy. There's a perfectly good bridge over here, but no, Will wants to do the fun way over the stepping stones. Taking tonight's pictures. You take some more pictures. Follow Will on Instagram at Will Waterwade. I've just finished the gloaming and I really liked it. I think it's one of my favourites. I definitely enjoyed it more than the Gracekeepers. I really like how she used different themes of fairy tales, particularly Selkies, and how she kind of is reworking those stories, like retelling them, not just as people telling stories within families within the story, but also the overall arc. And there's lots of themes of grief and home and the sea, and it's quite, I don't know if morbid is the right word. It is kind of looking at death and slowing down and loss really, but perhaps in a more wistful way, perhaps in a more thoughtful way. It's not really sad, but it has this kind of longing about it, and I especially like how that's tied in with the sea. It's our last night here tonight, which is sad. I've had a really nice holiday, but it's, what time is it? Nearly 6 o'clock, so I guess we'll have some dinner, and I probably will try and read my feminist manifesto because it's not very long, and I quite like the idea of getting everything I brought with me on this holiday read while we're actually on the holiday. So I think perhaps we'll have some pizza. What are we having for dinner, Will? Are you hungry yet?
A little bit.
A little bit. You sound quite full up, you know.
What do you fancy?
Pizza, maybe?
We've got to use it up.
You sound really ill. It's time to go home. So we're saying goodbye to the house, aren't we? Getting everything sorted. I had a bit of a good read of this last night. It's very political. That sounds very silly because obviously it's political. I mean, look at the title. It's got the word manifesto in bright big letters here. But it's actually very I don't know, something about the tone of it is very kind of like militant left, which isn't necessarily what I was expecting. So it's interesting. It's obviously very short. I'm sure I'll whiz through it on the plane.
It's part of the natural leaving process for holiday.
Will's
And
doing
it
a
takes
final sweep.
3 hours, that's how long it takes.
He's checking every nook and cranny of the house, even
Yes.
places we've probably not even been, just to make sure we've not left anything
You might
behind.
gain some things from other people.
Did you put anything under the bed, did you, for safekeeping?
No, but you might.
Bye. It's gone. Bye, view.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, house.